Welcome to this presentation. Our topic is the human advantage in the age of AI, how to work smarter, achieve more, and stay irreplaceable. I want to thank the organizers for inviting me to share my thoughts on this subject, and I want to thank the DG for approving my nomination to speak to you on this matter. My name is Gabriel Gambo Madu. I am the founder of AI Mastery Academy. In this presentation, I'm going to share with you my thoughts about AI and how you can collaborate with AI to get the best results you want in your work, in your private life, and in several other engagements that you may have. Now, AI is something that is trending now that you need to know about so that you are not left behind by those who already know about it or those who are already learning about it. Now, this presentation will be in three parts. The first part will talk about the age of AI, which is the subject matter at hand. The second part will look at you as a human being, what advantage you have in using AI. And the third part will look at how to use this AI, particularly in areas where of your engagement. It could be at work, it could be at home, it could be in business or several other different areas. So we go on straight into the first part, which is the age of AI. So you are already aware that AI is here. Must have heard one or two things about AI here and there, right? Good. So the question is, what is AI and how did it come about, or all the things you need to know about it? But we won't go too deep into that. We'll just give you understand explanation on what it is. But we'll start with this uh, myth that people have, this fear that many people have expressed. I'm sure you must have heard about it. People say AI is here, AI will replace you. AI is here, AI will take over your job. Now, the truth is, AI will not replace you. AI will not take over your job. This is what happens. AI is inanimate. AI is just a technology. Now, the truth is not that it will replace you. The truth is anybody who uses AI will replace those that don't. So AI will not replace you, but people who use AI will replace those who don't. The question is you. Are you using it? If you're using it, then you can't be replaced because you've got what that other person that may come to replace you has. But if you're not using it, it means that you stand the risk of being replaced by someone who uses AI. So AI is not here to replace you. In actual fact, AI is an assistant, it's a collaborator, it's a tool that when you have it in your hand in everything you do, it could make a lot of difference in the result you get, in your performance, in the level of excellence you get to reach. So it is here. It's here. There's nothing we can do about it. The question is, will you use it? Will you use it? And that's one of the things we'll try to see why you should use it and what it can do for you in case you are not already using it. Now, let me say that AI is not something that is new. It's not something that is being introduced. AI has always been there. In actual fact, it's not. Now, people think that when ChatGPT came in, was released on 30th November 2022, that was when AI came into being. No, AI has always been there. As far back as 1950s, AI was there. It's just that it's not available to everybody. And of course, it went through the journey, even through a period called winter, AI winter, where there's so very slow activities in the AI space. However, as we came into the 20th, 21st century, the 2000s and even 2020s and like that, more activity got into there, more got into it, and now it came out and is now revolutionizing every area of human life. So AI has always been there. You have been using AI actually, but we're now talking about not the passive way of using AI without knowing, but now moving you to the level of using AI actively. At least, even if it is one of the tools, AI tools that you decide to use, it could make a lot of difference. So you're in the age of AI now. Whether you like it or not, whether you realize it or not, we are in the age of AI. When you are typing a letter, maybe on your Gmail, and you type, I hope that this email, you see it will complete a sentence for you. That is AI at work. I'm sure you remember them. Even when you are typing on WhatsApp, you see, you type something, you tell you what you want to type next, right? So how the next thing you see suggestion of you. Okay? Have you gone to, you see, you give suggestion on work, church, or anywhere. That is AI at work, helping you communicate faster. All you need to do is just tap on it, and instead of typing maybe a five-letter word, 6-letter word, you just click on it and it joins in and you continue your conversation. That is AI at work. Sometimes you may have used Google Maps. You click, okay, you are in Barimpa, you want to get to Wuse, for example, if you're in Abuja. You click where you are, you click where you are going to, and you follow that guide. That is AI at work. You get there smarter without issues. You don't even begin to ask people questions. And now ChatGPT came into the picture, and ChatGPT can help you write a lot of things. That is AI also at work. So AI is working directly beside you, even when you don't notice it. There are a lot of things that you are doing that AI is doing, but you don't know that it is AI. Now, AI is in several different categories, actually. But in this presentation, we will limit ourselves to generative AI because that is what will help you do your work quickly for now. There are several other types of AI. So the next question is, what is AI itself? What does it really mean? So AI stands for artificial intelligence. So using AI is just a short form of saying the long word, phrase artificial intelligence. So and what is artificial intelligence? Is the ability of machines, computers, to learn, to reason, and perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. So, as human, you get to see, as human, you talk, as human, you hear, as human, you feel, as human, you think and reason. Now, computers do exactly that. That is artificial intelligence. So you as human, when you do it, it's natural intelligence that comes with you being a human. Now that computers do it, that is artificial intelligence. So just like you can learn and machines can now learn, just as you can reason, machine can now reason. Just like you can perform some task, machine can now perform some tasks. For example, let's go even after outside generative. Look at tailoring. Humans sit on a machine and sew. Now they are robots that sew. That's artificial intelligence. In factories, robots do a lot of work. In logistics, robots do a lot of things. We even have drivers. I mean, we drive our cars. Now, cars drive themselves. That's artificial intelligence at work. Now, when we come back to generative AI, we'll see that we write. AI also writes. We design. AI now design. You do graphic design, AI now do graphic design. Machines now do all these things for you. So that is the age of AI that we are in right now. Okay? So just like humans, machines now can be trained to think, to learn, and to decide. You know, before now, thinking is a prerogative of humans. So that was one of the things that makes us higher animal. So we can think. Today, you can train machines to think. You can train machine to learn, and you can train machine to decide. Like the self-driving cars. How does it go and gets to an interjection and turn right? Is because it decides. It can decide, just like you, when you are driving, you can decide to turn right. It also can decide to turn right. Now, it still go back to what we said earlier. It is not here to replace you. Ordinarily, a car will not just pick itself up and begin to drive. You have to say, okay, car, take me somewhere. So you see, it's a combination of you using it. Now, you that decide to drive by yourself, and another person who decide to use a driverless car, you are more likely to get different results. So let's assume that while you are inside of your car, while you are inside of your car, you are driving, the other person who is inside his car and is not driving can use that time, commit time, to do several other things. So do you see how the person using it will replace the one that is not using it? Okay. Now, they also observe patterns, just like you see and say, okay, if this is this and this is that, then this may lead to this. Just like, for example, you go for inspection and you look at a few things around the premises and you say, oh, since this thing is here and this thing is here, there is a likelihood that this thing is not there. That is looking at pattern and analyzing information. Then you can make prediction of what is likely to happen. Okay. Now, how about experience? You have experience. Over the years, you have learned one thing, you have learned another thing in several different areas. When you decide to make a decision, you pick from your experience to make a decision. AI also does that now. Machines also do that. When you share a lot of information with machine, and of course, the data that has been fed into it becomes its own experience. And it looks back at what has happened and tell you what is likely to happen. Remember weather forecast. Weather forecast is data that's happened over the years and it uses it to predict if this is happening here, this may happen. So that is from experience. And of course, as you use AI over and over, it builds its capability and becomes better and better and better. Just like you, when you do something over and over and over, you get better at it. So you see that now computers and machines are simulating human intelligence, and that is AI. And there's nothing you can do about it. I tell my audience, my students, and stuff that do not fight AI. The question you should ask is now that these machines can do this, how can I use it to my own benefit? How can I use it to grow a process? How can I use it to make my work easier, my work faster, my work cheaper, my work smarter? That's what you should be thinking. And whatever you do to fight it will not change the situation. It's getting better. Let's go back to when cars were to be introduced. People were fighting. Cars will replace horses. They don't, people, this, they don't want it. Today, who wants to ride a horse from Kaduna, for example, to Lagos? Okay? It doesn't matter how much fight those who love horses fought. Today we have cars, even sports cars. Okay. Now, when computer came, typists were saying, "No, this will happen. This will happen." Today, we are the typists. Nobody uses, or just a handful of people use typewriter. Okay. Everybody is using computer. Now you don't even need to employ a typist in your office because you can type whatever letter you want to type. Okay. So those are the things. Those are the changes that come around. Calculator. People are saying, when calculator came, people are going to be lazy. Does it mean that we have less intelligent people now who use calculator? I was somewhere, somebody was saying, then in secondary school, we're using four-figure table. Some people don't even know what it is because they have calculators, but they make great scientists, even without knowing what four-figure table is. So that is progress. AI is a form of progress to make life easy. Technology generally is a progress to make life easy. So you don't need to fight it. You just need to adapt and find a way of using it to your advantage ethically. Okay? So why does it matter for those of us in public service? Why does it matter? Why should we be discussing AI in public service? Because across the world, workplaces are changing fast. AI now handle tasks that used to take hours. Work that will take you 3 hours, 4 hours, a week to prepare. Now AI does it in seconds, in minutes. So what does that mean? There's increased productivity, there's increased efficiency, and it costs much less. So imagine that you need to employ 5 people to get something done. And now with AI, you can use one person to do it. You are saving cost. You are increasing output over a same period of time. So let's assume you are supposed to analyze a report, maybe a 70-page report, and you need to go through page by page by page by page by page. You take time to read everything. You take time to begin to go summarize and everything, come with an analysis and everything. This may take you like 4 hours, 3 hours, depending on your capability. With AI, you can delve into that and get it sorted out in less than 30 minutes and you get all the gist of that report. What does it mean? You become more productive. You take action quickly in your organization and in your work. And what does that mean to you? You save time to do some other things that are also very important. So what it means is with AI, you can reduce your workload as a public servant. So AI helps you to work smarter. All the tasks that are routine, that are repetitive over and over and over, you get it done very quickly so that you can focus on strategic decisions that require your own personalities as human. That's what AI helps us do in public service. There are some decisions that you need to make as human. So you get the data from AI, then you make that decision. Now, instead of waiting for 5 hours, for 3 days, for 1 week, for this thing to come out, you get it done in minutes and you can move. You can react to something, you can solve a problem quickly before it lingers. That's AI helping you in public service. AI improves your efficiency and transparency in service delivery. It makes work easier, it makes work faster. You do a lot more in a small amount of time. Then AI also support data-driven decisions. Now you go to the field, you collect a lot of data. You need to sit down to analyze it. So if you don't even have the skill to use either Excel, Power BI, or R, or all those other tools for analysis, you may be stranded. Now, if there's someone in your organization that knows how to do that, you have to wait for the person to finish whatever he's doing, then come to your own to do it. So you could go to a field and do a field work maybe 2 weeks ago, and till now, it has not been analyzed. Why? Because you don't have the skill to do analysis. However, the person who has the skill to do analysis do analysis for everybody who has gone to the field work. But today, with AI, you can analyze that document and get your result by yourself without waiting for somebody to do it for you. Okay? So if you look at all this, is this something that will be helpful to you or something that you should fight as a public officer? Is this something that you think will is there to replace you or is there to enhance your work? That's how I want you to look at it. It can do a lot more. Just put all of these three so that you can quickly have a picture of what it can do for you. But here's the twist. In as much as AI is powerful to do a lot of things for us, it does not replace your human judgment. It amplifies your judgment. It does not replace it. And that's what takes us to um, uh, human advantage. It takes us to human advantage in AI. Human advantage in AI. So when we're talking about human advantage, we are looking at you, your role, the things you have that AI does not have. The things that when you join in with AI can make AI become different. But before we go on, let's talk about our DG, Professor Mojisola Christiana Adeyeye. I'm bringing her up here to show of uh, what someone who has that human capability can make a difference of, or what difference the person who has human capability can bring into an organization. Now, being a staff of NAFDAC, I'm sure you know what it was before she came and what it is now that she's here. You could see the transformation that is doing, the kind of person that she is, the kind of changes she's bringing, her personality that is bringing into this story, the story of NAFDAC. Okay? Now, what is the human advantage that she's bringing into it? We're not talking of AI. We're talking of the human advantage. So I want to use her as a sample, as an example that you can look at and say, okay, you can relate this to what happens when somebody has that human advantage. Then by the time you now go to using it together with AI, you can see that there are a lot of things that you can bring out of yourself that will make a difference. She's a visionary leader. See the transformation she has brought into NAFDAC and, of course, turning NAFDAC into a global model, right? She's also a champion of progress. Remember that she is promoting digital transformation within NAFDAC across the organization, especially promoting innovation and integrity. These are characters that you have as individual that AI does not have. She is showing an example. So if you look at her, she becomes an example for human advantage. I'm trying to bring this together so that you can see how you plus AI can make a difference. Then how about demonstrating human intelligence, guided by vision, by compassion that drives lasting impact. Many people in the organization have testified to how she leads, to how she shares a vision, to how she tried to relate everyone together, show compassion, and ensure that things work as expected. And what is the result? Excellence, innovation, and integrity. The WHO Maturity Level 3, the first African regulatory agency to achieve this milestone. You see, where somebody used the human advantage, now it brings result. So imagine that doing it without AI can bring this level of result. If you bring AI into it, how much more can you do? We're going to see that as we go on. Okay? Now, how about quality systems? Qualities have been improved in the organization. There's more digital processes. There's robust quality framework, which is ensuring that NAFDAC meets its mandate of ensuring public safety and transparency. And of course, with all these things together, we have an organization that is pursuing excellence. And of course, this ceremony is rewarding excellence, rewarding excellence, rewarding transparency, integrity, and even continuous performance. continuous progress, right? Across all levels. So you see, we have AI, we have seen machine, technology. We have human advantage. We have seen the DG as a symbol, as an example of a human advantage. So what next do we need to look at? It's a combination of human advantage. Now, by the way, the DG has the qualities. You also have this similar quality. All you need to do is bring it out, combine it with AI to make a difference. So you have what it takes to make a difference. We have the AI. It's available. It's not coming. It's here already. So what do we do next is to see how do we work smarter? How do we achieve more? How do we become irreplaceable using AI? And that's what we're going to look at. So what makes you irreplaceable? It is that your human advantage. It is that your human advantage. Now, AI can think. I mean, before now, only humans can think. But now, AI thinks. So you see, that part of you can be taken off so you don't have a lot of headache because you're thinking. But what happens? AI cannot feel. You have feeling. AI does not have feelings. AI can process data. It can process information. It can look at patterns and everything. But you see that empathy, that care, human care, AI does not have that. So imagine combining good thinking with feeling. Imagine combining good process with care. What result will it bring? So your competitive advantage is not your speed, it is your humanity. Even though AI can make things faster for you, it is that human nature of you that makes you competitive, that makes you different. So it's not even putting AI in your hand. Of course, putting AI in your hand makes you different than the person who doesn't have it. Imagine that other people also have AI without putting their humanity in it. You that puts your humanity in it makes a lot of difference. Okay, so what is the part of humanity that now you need to combine with AI? That's what we're talking about, empathy. So you go to an inspection, for example, you have checked all the data, you have checked all the information, all the things that you needed to do. And if you score it based on that information, it says this is a no-no. You put an S. But because of human empathy, you may understand something which is a little different from what is in your checklist. You can decide to say, okay, instead of putting an S, we are giving you an extra 1 week to get this thing corrected. So you see, you are now putting your human along with technology to make a difference. That's empathy. How about creativity? It's not just enough to say, oh, I can do this. You need to think now and say, okay, can we do it this way? Or can we do it that way? Or can we do it this way? How about ethics? This is very critical. How are you using it? Are you using it for the good of humanity or just anyhow as it is? Then how about adaptability? Seeing a situation and taking advantage of the situation and also putting yourself properly in that situation without losing yourself, without losing the environment, without losing people. How about judgment? So this characteristic that you have as human is what makes you irreplaceable. So that when you combine it now with AI, you are now really, really, really irreplaceable. Okay? Now, let's look at this now. If you combine a human with all your characteristics with AI, what results get a superstar? A person that can do the work that five others will do without burnout. Remember the analysis I talked about? The analysis I talked about, instead of waiting for 2 weeks, you get this thing done at once. The work that will have taken you 5 hours or so to do, now you can do it in minutes and you're not going to burn out. Imagine that you have to read through a report of 170 pages. You need to read through, get the gist and everything, jot down and everything. How much time will it take you to go through it? This time does not require speed reading. It requires you that you read and digest and understand. But when you upload that on AI and you try to do analysis, you can answer all the things you need to do in less than 30 minutes to 1 hour. You're done with it. You're not going to burn out. Imagine that you take time to read 170 pages and that will take you like 4 hours, 5 hours. Imagine that you are working continuously for 4 hours. How will you feel? But do that same work. So you see, it saves you burnout. So what can AI do for you? It can help you draft your report. So you go to the field, you do the assessment, you need to sit down and write the report. Now you don't need to sit down all those hours. You can upload that assessment and get AI to write the report. We're going to do an example what we'll do the practical. And you refine that report also with wisdom and context. Okay? AI can also help you organize data, and you can interpret that data with professional insight. AI can help you suggest options. Say, this is how you can go about it. This is how you can go about this, how you can go about it. Then you make the final judgment. I've used AI several times to look at options. This is what I want to achieve. How can I go about it? What options do you have? It gives me several options. I look at them and say, okay, this is more fitting. That is my human advantage coming in. I'm not taking what it gives me hook, line, and sinker. I'm taking it based on my own humanity, my own judgment. And that's what we say you are going to achieve in this process. So together with AI, you become a superstar. So will you want to remain behind and fight AI, or you want to adapt AI and become that superstar? Okay? AI is a collaborator and is here to help you. So what should you do? Start using AI today. You don't need to wait. You don't need to wait. You don't need to wait until, okay, my 2027 New Year resolution is to start using AI. By that time, people will be left behind. Okay, you'll be left behind. So what can you use it for? You can use it to write official letters. Yes, you can draft memo. You can write press releases. You can even write formal correspondence in minutes. We'll see it in practice very soon. You can use it to summarize reports. You can extract key insights from lengthy policies and documents instantly. Okay, you can use to generate campaign ideas. So there's a new process that's happening in NAFDAC, or there is something new that you want people to be aware of. A lot of time, NAFDAC does a lot of public awareness. So you can use AI to create it very quickly. It can save you cost. It can save you time. Even if you are going to give it to a graphic designer, for example, you can create your own flyer, and the graphic designer can modify it and make it better. With AI, you can create something more beautiful. Okay? So you can do this quickly and engagement and go out there and get things done. You can even create videos. Okay? Then you can translate and simplify. Complex information, you can move them into plain, accessible language. In actual fact, this campaign we're talking about, instead of looking for somebody, so let's assume that you cannot speak Hausa and you stay in a Hausa environment, and your job is to create public enlightenment. Now you have created it in English and you needed to translate it to Hausa. AI can help you do the translation. So you don't have to wait for somebody who is Hausa before you can get it done. That's how AI is helping us. And there are different tools that you can use to create that. For example, we have the ChatGPT, which I've mentioned earlier. We have Gemini, we have Tom, we have Notion, we have Canva, we have Gamma, and there are so many of them. Of course, you don't have to use all of them. You just pick the one that is closest to you or easier for you, or at least just choose something and start working with it as you go on. All of them have similar capability and can do a lot for you in your work. So, but before we go on, there's something very, very critical. Because if you want to use something, you need to know how to use it. You need to develop the skill to use it. Okay? So if you want to maybe use a computer, you should learn how to type. You should learn how to know how to do your mouse. You should learn where to click this or click that. If you want to drive, the same thing. If you want to do lab work, the same thing. You need to learn the skill. For using AI, there's a skill called prompting. It is the new workplace skill. Okay? Prompting. In actual fact, this prompting has created a completely new profession called prompt engineering. Okay, so people now that can prompt very well are now called prompt engineers. And what do? They have this capability to put things together, put words, sentences, and everything together to get the result you want. By the way, you can use the AI itself to create the prompt that we're talking about. Okay, now what it does is it gives you, when you do prompt properly, it gives you what you ask for. Rather, let me explain. Let me give an example. So, if you can, many of you may relate. So, a mother sends a child to go to the kitchen, bring a cup of water for me. This child goes to the kitchen, brings a cup of water. The mother is doing something else where she was sitting, and the child comes. This is the cup of water. Where do I keep it? And the mother looks at the child and says, put it on my head. That's an instruction, very clear instruction. And the child puts the cup of water on the mother's head. I'm sure you know the repercussion of that action. But the question is, who was right? Who was wrong? The child is right because the instruction says, put it on my head. But the mother was not meaning exactly what she says. So that's what happens with computers. I'm sure you must have had garbage in, garbage out. That's also what happens with prompting. So it's what you ask that it gives you, not what you mean. Somebody will now make a statement and say, no, that's not what I meant. Yes, that's not what I meant, but that's what you said. That's what you gave out. So what it means, you need to communicate properly, and that's where prompting comes in. So write a report is a weak prompt. Draft a two-page report on food inspection policy in simple English with bullet points. Do you see how clear this is? It says draft a two-page report, two-page. So it's going to give us 2 pages of a report. It says for on food inspection, not just any report, food inspection policy. And in simple English. So it's not going to use all the grammatical jargons and technical words. It's going to use simple English. And he said with bullet points. What it means is as he writing that 2 page, there are places that is going to list things and put them in bullet points. So do you see, you have told it in what format to release it. You have told it exactly what to create for you. You have told it how to do it and everything. Can you see how prompting works? Clear, direct, precise information, instruction that will bring result for you. So what's the difference? Clarity, context, and command. So there are 4 parts. This is a simplified formula. 4 parts to this, to mastering prompting. And I want you to learn it. That's why I'm teaching this. So that when you need to use AI, you don't have to begin to write things that will not give you the result. In my academy, we have a course on writing prompts. I think it's about 2 or 3 hours long. That course on prompts. So that's how important this course is, because there are several areas to it. And that's why I said this is a simplified method. The number 1 is purpose. What do you want to achieve? Now that you want to write the prompt, what do you want to achieve? The second one is person. Who are you, or who is this for? And both who are you and who is this for can be in it. Another part is called role, which is related to this person. So imagine that you want to write a post that relate to legal matter. Who is in the best position to write it? An accountant, a lawyer, or a pharmacist? And of course, it's a lawyer. If you want to write something that has to do with pharmacology of a drug, who is in best position to write it? A pharmacist. If you're talking something about that has to do with psychology, who is the person that will do it? Human behavior. Of course, a psychologist and stuff like that. So that person is very key. Now you tell ChatGPT or any of the AI tools that you are using to say, use this personality. Now, when it imbibes that personality, then it can use that personality to deliver as accurately as possible because it is speaking as that personality. Then about the process, how should you respond? Remember when you said earlier that it should be bulleted? Good. How about the product? What's the final format? 2 pages, 10 paragraphs, and all those stuff. Okay, so let's look at an example. So you say, as a regulatory officer, you see, it has taken the role of a person. Write a 1-page summary. That is what you want to achieve. Explaining how AI improves inspection speed. That's what the goal. Okay, the 1-page summary is the final product you want to release, right? Then explaining how AI improves inspection speed. That is the purpose. That's what you want to explain, right? They're using bulleted points or bullet point. That is the process. That's how you want it organized. So do you see? This is very clear. This is very clear. Now, does it mean that when you say something wrong, it will not give you a result? It will give you a result, but it may not translate exactly to what you want it to produce for you. So you need to understand this part, and if you can imbibe this part, it will make a lot of difference. We are going to do some practical demonstration. Now, before we go ahead, I want to debunk some fears that people have concerning AI. You want to separate from the truth. I've said one before, AI will replace you. No, it will not replace you. Rather, it will automate the task you do. It won't affect your value. You as a human, you have that human advantage, but AI can make the things you do better, can make them faster, can even improve the quality of what you do, can even do it for you cheaper. AI is only for tech expert. No, no, no. I'm a pharmacist. I learned to use AI, and you don't have to be very proficient with coding, programming, or otherwise. I can't code, I can't program, but I use AI in several different things. As long as you can use your phone or your laptop, both of them are computers anyway, you can use AI, especially generative AI. AI makes people lazy. How? It doesn't. It makes you more efficient. Now, do you say that the farmers are now lazier because they use tractors and plows to farm? I mean, answer that question. So, do you say because somebody using a tool is lazy? No. Do you see somebody even using calculator? Many people argue that people are lazy. No. It's enhancement of what you do. It makes you more efficient. Because even those tools, you need to even know how to use those tools to get the result you want. Saves you time, saves you effort, saves you energy, saves you more resources. Okay. So the truth is, AI is not your competitor. AI is your collaborator. It works with you to get the result that you desire. Okay. So in what different ways can you use AI? After today, in what ways can you use AI? When you go back to your office, when you go back to your desk, what can you use AI for? You can use to draft communications, letters, emails, professional messages in seconds. You can generate creative content like campaign, awareness, messaging, and variant of whatever message you want to send quickly. You can use to summarize and simplify. You can have a big report, 20, 200 pages, 50 pages, 10 pages. You can put them even into a paragraph and bring those complex information down. Guys to build framework, like build PowerPoint outlines, project structures, and plans. Like this presentation you are seeing, this design was done by AI. And how much time did it take me to create this? I created the slide content using AI, and I put everything on another AI to create these beautiful slides for me. You see how clear, how arranged they are? You can also use it to translate and adapt. You can write scripts. You can add memo into accessible, simpler language. And all these things will take you minutes. These are things that will require you to use a lot of time, a lot of effort to get it done. But today, you don't have to go all that deep. Okay? So, are you ready to use it? Now, that was for office. How about in your home, outside the office, on the street, in the church, in that small corner where you do one or two businesses? So, you can use it for wellness. You can use to plan your meals. You can use for fitness routine. You can use for personalized guide. Now, let me put do I say warning or advice? Anything that has to do with core professionalism, maybe like legal advice, like health advice, and so on. You can get your own preliminary information using AI, but try to pass it through a professional to be sure that exactly information that you get is correct. So you need to verify. You need to verify. Okay? Then you can use AI to learn. So you want to become a better, maybe you want to get better at data or Excel. How do you go about it? AI can help you and design a learning process for you. It can give you explanations, it can give you topics breakdown. When you hear something new and you don't really understand, you can move to AI quickly and say, explain this. I do that a lot. Okay? How about communication? Birthday messages. You want to write speeches, you want to write personal correspondence. You can use it. Recently, I was in an event and somebody told me somebody needs to make a speech and this is the direction the speech needs to go. Can you quickly come up with something? I keyed it into ChatGPT, gave it some background information on what I want, and it came up with something that's quite suitable that the person used and it got uploaded. Now, I was able to key it in because of my skill here, and it made a difference. Today, I don't bother too much about writing some ostentatious messages when I want to write happy birthday, especially simple happy birthday messages. And even if I want to write something that concerns me, maybe some my loved one out, I can give it a draft and it can come up with something better elucidated, better structured that will make the person happier. But again, it's going to be my message. Okay? Then now about time. You can use to save time. You can summarize videos, summarize articles, summarize long form content instantly. So you see how AI can be used in several different areas. So I'm going to see the practicals. We won't spend too much time on that, but I'm going to do practical on some of these things. So how do you get excellence in the age of AI? Modern excellence is a combination of efficiency and your human insight. So creativity, speed and accuracy, strategic thinking, technology plus human judgment, all this put together gives you the excellence. So if you want to be nominated for Excellence Award by next year, you need to start using AI to make a difference in what you do today. It helps your creativity, it improves your speed and accuracy, it helps you with strategic thinking because you can brainstorm with AI. It gives you say, no, you can argue with AI, by the way. You can tell, this thing you gave me, I don't think I agree with this. This is my opinion about this. You have brainstorming. Okay? You can now put the technology with human judgment to come up with something that is outstanding, that is excellent, and stands you out. So the best professionals are not those who are very, very busy. They are the ones that are most efficient. And how do you improve your efficiency? We have seen that one of the ways to improve efficiency is by using AI. And this should start from your mindset. It should start from your mindset. You need to be curious. Try out things. Find out how they work. Curiosity is a very, very, very important skill in life if you want to grow. You need to be courageous. Try it. It's your phone. It's your laptop. Nobody is there. If you make mistakes, no problem. You can go back to it and repeat it and get it right. Even when you make a mistake, you can ask AI, how did I make this mistake? I will tell you how to correct it, and you are learning in the process. And be consistent. It's not something that you do today, then you have to wait till next quarter before you try it again. You need to use it over and over, and then you become a master at it. Excellence comes as a result of daily practice, not a destination. You cannot say, that place, I'm going to get there, that will be excellent. When you get there, there's more to you to achieve. So you need to daily be practicing being the best. Practice being the best every single day. And guess what? You'll surely be the best. So if you want to go ahead, like I said earlier, you need to be curious, you need to be courageous and confident or consistent. Then you need to explore. Test one tool. That's what I'm advising you now. Test one tool. Take an online course if you want to learn. YouTube is also there for you. In AI Master Academy, we have different courses that we train people on in using AI. You can collaborate, share discoveries with your team. Okay, innovate, apply one for an ongoing project. So you're doing something, see, how can AI help me in this particular thing? And of course, stay human, lead with empathy, be ethical. Don't use it for the wrong reasons, use it for the right reason. AI is a tool. You are the talent. And with AI, you can make a lot of difference in what you do. And like we said, your competitive edge is the fact that you have feeling, you have care, and you can inspire. Okay? AI may enhance your work, but only you can make it meaningful. Your emotional intelligence, your judgment, and creativity remain your irreplaceable uh, advantage. So before we go to the thank you, although I've showed it, let's go and do some practical. I mean, it's not enough to just tell you all these things without seeing it in action. So let's see, how can we use AI to get the results that we desire? Okay? How do you use AI to get the result that we desire? So here we are on ChatGPT to do some demonstration. We're going to look at a few of the things that we can use ChatGPT to do or AI to do, and we'll practicalize it. So we want to start with writing a letter. So I have a prompt here. Write a professional email from NAFDAC headquarters to all zonal offices, reminding them about the upcoming deadline for product registration renewal. Use a polite and motivating tone. Emphasize the importance of timely submission, regulatory compliance, and teamwork. Keep it concise. Okay. The letter is from Head of regulatory um, head of inspection. Let me just use that. Head of inspection at the headquarters. Okay. So you see, this is a prompt I've given it to write a professional letter for us. Okay. So I'll click. Let's see what is going to come up with from the assignment we gave it. So we say reminding them. So see the subject line is used. Reminder on upcoming deadline for this and this. Dear zonal directors, I hope this message finds you well. This is a reminder that the deadline for submission of product registration renewal applications is approaching. As we continue to uphold the agency's mandate of safeguarding public health and timely renewal of registration, it's okay. Public timely renewal of registration is essential to maintaining regulatory compliance and ensuring that only duly approved products remain in circulation. We kindly request all zonal offices follow up with relevant stakeholders within their jurisdiction and ensure that all necessary documentation is collated and submitted to headquarters before the deadline. Early submission will also allow sufficient time for review and resolution of any queries that may arise during processing. Your cooperation and commitment remain vital to the success of our collective effort. Let us continue to work as a team to uphold integrity of our regulatory system, deliver quality service to the Nigerian public. So do you see? Thank you for continued dedication and professionalism. So do you see? This is a letter written in how many seconds? In how many seconds? Less than 5 seconds. This letter was ready. Okay. Now, of course, this was written without much of information, just one message. Write a reminder on so and so, right? Now, you may have more content that you want to add to this, okay? About maybe what to put, what not to put, what to this and what not to do. You can include that as part of your prompt. Here, you can now write and say, include this, include that, okay? So you can say, include. So you can say, let me include these instructions. So asking, ensure that your all product numbers. I'm just bringing this from my head. I don't know how you operate, but bring numbers are properly listed. Payments are acknowledged. Acknowledged. Any query are resolved. Let's even leave only these three. Okay. Deadline for submission remains 30th November 2025. Okay. All right. So I want to rewrite it now. So with the new added instruction, you see how the letter will be different. Okay. So let me ask you to write that one. Let's see what it's going to give us. So do you see now? Initially, there was no date because I did not give you that instruction. Now, there's a date. You see, it has put the date. Then see, ensure the following, please ensure the following. All product registration numbers are properly listed and verified. Payments are fully acknowledged and receipts each included where required. All query-related documentation and status are resolved before final. So do you see? These are instructions that you want included in your letter. I mentioned it and it has done it. Okay? And he wrote the letter. Now, if you look, because he's adding this one, it's changed this part. Did not go deep into all these details that he gave here. Okay? So this is it. So you give it the instruction as you want it to be. This is for letter writing. Now let's look at other options, okay? Um, so the other one we're going to look at is we want to do some maybe creative content, for example. We want to do a campaign on public awareness against counterfeit drug. So let me share uh, a prompt. So in this prompt, we are saying generate 5 catchy campaign slogans for NAFDAC public awareness drive against counterfeit medicines. The message should be short, inspiring, and easy to remember by the general public. Include both English and simple Nigeria pidgin version. Now, this it has given me, I can limit it. You know, I said it should be very short. I can say it should make it a certain number of words long. Now, let's say I say make it 200 words. Okay, make it 200 words. That's why I put these 200 words here. You are going to see what it's going to write for us. So let's see. English, your health matters. Choose genuine medicine. Pidgin, your life day important. Use correct medicine. So you see, this is the slogan is giving us the English version and this. I will say slogan. Okay, sorry, I'm giving wrong information. So I said 200 words. Slogans cannot be 200 words. Okay. Now we'll go for that. I'll say write a full message on each slogan in 200 words, each for both English and Pidgin. Okay, so what is it I'm asking for? Now it has given me some slogans. How many? Let's see. It gave us 5, right? So the first one say your health matters. Choose genuine medicines. Your life day important. Use correct medicine. The slogan reminds people that every health choice affects their well-being and encourage them to insist on proper registered product. Fight counterfeit. So 200 words will be too plenty. So let me just say 100 words. Okay, so you see it has given me this slogan. I want a message that will accompany it. Okay, I want a message that will accompany it and see what it's going to do for us. So you see, it wrote the English version and is now writing the pidgin version, as you can see. Your health matters, choose genuine medicine. Your health is one of your most valuable assets. Every time you take a medicine, you are trusting it to help your body heal, recover, and stay strong. Genuine medicines are produced under strict quality standards to ensure safety, um, effectiveness. Counterfeit medicine, on the other hand, may contain harmful substances, incorrect doses, or no active ingredient at all. Choosing genuine medicine protects your well-being and improves treatment outcome. Always buy from licensed um, pharmacies. Verify that the product has a valid NAFDAC registration number. Your health matters. Make the choice that supports life, safety, and long term. And see the pigeon. It says, your health is now your big treasure where you carry. Anytime you take medicine, you dey trust say you go help your body heal and stay strong and strong well. Correct medicine they made with correct proper standard. So e safe and e dey work well. Fake medicine fit get dangerous chemical, wrong dose or even no power inside. If person use am, e fit cause sickness. E fit cause sickness worse or cause serious harm. Always buy medicine from chemist wey get license and check NAFDAC number for your package. Your health matter pass anything. Choose medicine wey correct, wey safe, and wey fit help your life. So you see, e created for all of them. Okay, so I'm going to now, let's say I want to put this in a flyer. Okay, I'll just copy this and I'll paste it here. Okay, then I'll scroll down and add this. So I want to create a flyer for this message. The flyer should be minimalistic and use only the necessary amount of text. Okay, amount of text. Okay, give me a prompt to create. Give me a prompt to create the flyer. Now, ChatGPT itself can create flyers for you, but I'm going to use a different tool to do this task for us. So I'll use the prompt that it gives us. I've told it to create a minimalistic flyer. Okay, so this is it. This is the prompt it's giving me. So here we are. That's created the prompt for me. So I'm going to create this flyer so that you can see. I'm using a very simple tool for this. If you want something more complex, you can get it anyway. So this is the tool. It's called ideogram. Ideogram. So I'm going to come here. Let me change how I want it to look like. I want a poster like this. Let's compare this and this. I think I prefer this. Okay. So I'll paste it. This is the instruction, right? Then I'll ask it to generate for me. So it will take its own time and generate 4 samples for me. Okay. And what is this sample doing? What is this doing for me? Is creating a flyer that I can use for my messaging. I can share it on WhatsApp, share it everywhere. I don't need to get a graphic designer. Like I said, this is just a simplistic tool. There are other tools that you can use to create something more complex, or you can even use ChatGPT itself to create something for you. But if I use ChatGPT, it's going to take some time. So I'm using this tool because it's faster. Okay, so let's wait for it. What has it created for us? Now, before we go there, you see everything here. All this you are seeing was created, were created using AI. This tool is an AI generator. This lady you're seeing, this logo, this image, everything. You see this beautiful, lifelike, realistic photo was created using uh, AI. You see all this? You see all this? Can you see this? All these were created using AI. So let's see what it has created for us. Okay, you see, your head matters, choose health. Now, I did not do much of the, how do I put it now? Um, mm, Design to a great extent. Okay, I could do a lot more with this, but I'm just to see how simplistic it is. See the next one. See the next one. You see the next one. Now, if I want it to this thing, I can say minimalistic, photorealistic, public health awareness flyer. I can add at the bottom, I can say use um, human African models where include African models holding the medicines. Okay, I've just introduced something here now. Okay, just to create something different. I could do a lot more, but not, of course, at the level of this uh, creation. Okay, so let's see what is creating for us. So he's doing the magic. He's doing the magic. So in case you want to put an image, but okay, like I said, you can use any other. Oh, okay, good. So do you see? These are pictures. Of course, sometimes AI can make mistake in spelling. Okay, but this is what is. I'm trying to show you what is possible. So do you see? Okay, and that's why it's giving us option. Now, all this mistake can be corrected using Canva. Of course, we don't have the time to get this done. Okay, see this and see this. Okay, this is good enough for your information, for your campaign. if you so wish. Okay. So you see how AI is helping us in different activities. So, so let's say we have a report, right? And I want to summarize. How can we do it? Let's go back to ChatGPT. Okay. So I'm going to upload a report. I have something in. Okay. This is a food inspection report. I've uploaded it. Okay. Now let me go open that same report. Okay. This is a report. Food protection premises inspection report. Okay. So you see the report is how many pages? 8 pages. So you see what has been found on that report, food safety and everything, right? So 8 pages, it will take me maybe 10 minutes to read or 15 minutes to read. Okay? Now let's go back. Oop, I didn't, let me, let me share. Uh, where is it? Okay. I wasn't shared before. Okay. So this is reports. Okay. This is reports. You see? It's 8 pages. So I need to read maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on your speed of reading and assimilation. So you see all this report. Now, I don't have the patience maybe to read it, or I need to get their information quickly and get it out. So I will use ChatGPT. So I'll go back to, so I've uploaded it here, you can see. So I'm going to ask, um, summarize this report in 4 paragraphs. So do you see? So let's see what it's going to do. Do you know what? It's going to go into this document and go through the document by itself and bring out a summary of this. So do you see? The inspection was conducted at Assembly House Restaurant in Norwich as part of food hygiene ratings process. The inspection covered this. So do you see? Right? Do you see what AI is able to create for us? Okay? So how many paragraphs? We ask for 4 paragraphs. See the first paragraph, the second paragraph, the third paragraph, and the final paragraph. Okay? As you can see, we have this report, right? Okay, let's do another one. So let's upload another document. This is an inspection that was done. Okay, assessment actually that was done. So let me open it so that you can see the content of that assessment. Okay, so let me share it so that you can see it. Okay, this is an assessment that was done. This is not a report. This is an assessment. What we did earlier was a report. I was summarizing it. So you can query that report in any format you want it. But see this. This is an assessment. So you see all the information were there. See things were ticked. Company organization, they met during the audit. Managing director, no. Sales manager, yes. Technical. So you see, this is actually a checklist that was used. So what you're supposed to do after this is to write a report on this inspection that you did. So you see facility inspection, quality control systems, incoming inspection, and all these things that were done, right? Okay, so let's go back to our tool and see um, what was done. So you see it has been uh, uploaded. So we're going to ask, okay, um, write a comprehensive report on this assessment. Okay? Comprehensive report on this assessment. ensure to include, by the way, you need to train it with some information because there's a standard, that tool that we used as a marking scheme, sort of. There's a standard that needed to be followed. So you need to train your AI first to understand that, so that when it's giving a judgment, because I was going to ask you to ensure that whether the premises passed or the factory passed the inspection test or whatever. So it will use its own data. But if you have specific things you need to train it on it. But now let's look at it. Ensure to include all outstanding issues and um, give a verdict whether the factory meets the standard set for the process. Just reading this because I'm not too sure of one or two information here, so I cannot specifically mention this, but I'm sure you are getting the drift of what I'm talking about. So this is an assessment which I've showed you what it is. And so it's going to give us an assessment and tell us what are the outstanding issues and give us a verdict whether it meets the set standard of the process. Okay. So if I want a very long this thing, I can say 1,000 words, for example. Okay. Remember how many pages is this document? This document is 32 pages. Okay. All right. So let's see what it will do for us. Oh, why did you stop reading? Okay, good. So you see, it's giving us a final listing report. See, factory overview. Quickly, do you see? Do you see? It has given us a non-compliance here. Quality control assessment. It has given us the issues. Incoming material inspection. It has given us the issues and so on. So do you see? So it's using information available to it to come up with this, right? Remember I said it should tell us what are the non-compliance issues? It's giving us. So you see, all these are non-compliance and see the risk level, see the issues, see the areas. Okay? Then verdict. It has given us a verdict. The verdict, the company does not currently meet the standard required for approval. So this is its own. But remember, you that went for the inspection, you have your human part. Remember, I'm talking about your own empathy. You saw the things with your eyes. You are the one that took all this thing. You can also make some judgment which AI does not have access to. Remember, that's why I'm talking about human advantage. But do you see 32 pages? See how this is able to do it. Imagine that you have 10 of these documents with you and you need to review it. You see how quickly this can be done. Now, all you need to do now is pick whatever it says, go to those portions and check them out and see if everything it says is correct. Verify, and your report is ready. So do you get this? This is AI helping us with our processes, right? So it can do quite a lot for us. So let's say this same work, you need to present it in a meeting. Okay? You need to present it in a meeting. Can I say, okay, I need to present this report in a meeting. Okay? Give me a slide deck. Maybe I can just say, give me 10 slides. I'll just say 10 slides. This. Okay? So here we are. Now, all I need to do from here now is to pick this information, go to PowerPoint and place them. That will also take some time. Imagine that this is going to happen in the next 2 hours. Okay, what will I do? I'll come here. I can get this to create it for me, right? I can get it to create this for me. But I don't want to use it. Let me say, let me go to another tool that can create it for me. This is a tool. It's called Gamma. Okay. We have a complete training on how to use Gamma, Tome, Beautiful AI, and other tools that can create this for you. So here is it. I brought it here, and I just want to create this slide quickly and to meet the need that I have. So I'll just clean up this. Okay, so I'll tell it to create something for me. If I want 5 slides, it will do it for me. If I want any number of slides, it can do it for me. Okay, so let's see what this gives us. So we want to create this report in a manner that it will not take too much of our time. Okay, so I would go to minimal. I will tell it to not to add image. Let me choose anyone I want. Maybe I like red color. I'll look for something that is red. Or which color? I can't find any. Let me just use these flags. Let me use these flags. Okay. Okay, let me use the editorial. But do I use this color? I have a wine. I want to use wine. I'm just testing out different things, right? I have a iris. I have a keepsake. I can use anyone I want to use anyway. So let me just Stardust, chisel, C form. This should be green. I want to do green, so let me go with this. Okay, so I will now tell it to generate for me. So it will generate the slides. I don't know how many of you are counting the number of minutes that this is. So you see, we are able to create this using AI and do it fast. Okay? Now, there are lots that this can do for us, actually. There's so many things that it can do for us, but we don't have the time to, or that will stay ages here. Okay? But to find a way of seeing how you can get to learn this more. Well, like I said, one of the things I said, be curious, do a lot of finding, take a course if it's necessary. Okay, you can learn from YouTube, learn from several different places. Videos are available. The only thing we do in the academy is we try to curate or bring together all this information and teach it as it were. Okay, now I instructed that this should not include pictures. If I wanted to include pictures, I can also give that instruction and it will put pictures. So you see, so let's do a slide presentation from the beginning. Okay, this is our presentation. Can you see? Audit objectives, vendor profile, the results of our assessment, overall performance, grade awarded. Okay. So what are the key strengths? What are the critical non-compliance issues? What's the production quality execution gaps? These are the gaps that you have identified. Packaging and storage control deficiencies, required corrective action that needed to be done. What's our final recommendation? Do not approve. Current status, immediate action required, mandatory audit, approval gate, and everything. So do you see, we have come up with a presentation on the assessment we have done. So do you see how AI is making life easy for all of us? We could go into creating videos, we'll go into creating audios and everything, but as it were, we may not have all the time to get that to work because this presentation needs to be as short as possible, even though we have spent a lot of time doing it. So, in conclusion, Let me repeat. Your true competitive edge is your humanity. Remember, machines can process information just like you have seen, but only you can bring your feeling. So what we are saying is you need to combine your skill, your emotion, your feelings, your care, your inspiration with the power of AI to come up with something that will make whatever you create meaningful. Your emotional intelligence, judgment, and creativity remain your irreplaceable advantage. So imagine that you have the skills of using AI, and now you can also combine your uh, human personality into this work. What will it give you at the end of the day? That is my work for you today. And what our advice is learn, master, and dominate with AI. So in case you have any question that you want to ask, I'm available to answer the question. You can reach out to me here. My name remains Gabriel Gambo Madu. It's my pleasure to have shared some of my ideas with you. I believe we can do a lot more with AI to make work better and easier for us. If you have any question, feel free to send a text message and I will respond to your questions. Thank you very much. Go, work, learn, master, and dominate with AI. Thank you.